So the other day, I got the world record on Liberty Falls at round 256, and that was the highest round possible because the round cap was 256. And I was already working on a video where I was going to teach you guys how I do it. And then a patch came out today, and now my entire video that I was working on is obsolete. So I didn't want to leave you guys with nothing, but I did want to check out the new patch. I went into a game today and I played from round 1 to round 100 to see how different it was. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to get to round 100 on the new patch. Now there are a few augments that I strongly recommend you use for this strategy. For Ether Shroud, you're going to want to have the extra charge augment. For Juggernog, you're going to want to have the armored plates and the probiotic augments. For Speed Cola, you'll want the supercharged augment. And for Quick Revive, you'll want the equivalent exchange augment. Your Gobblegum setup doesn't really matter that much, but Anywhere But Here and Idolize are great ways to save yourself from going down. Additionally, if you want to save time in the setup, you can run Perkaholic and Hidden Power to upgrade all your weapons and get all your perks very quickly. Load into the match with Ether Shroud equipped and the GS45 as your starting weapon. Ideally, you want this weapon to have the suppressor attachment if you have it unlocked. You're going to want to keep the door between the first room and the bowling alley closed. For the high round strategy, you're going to be camping on the other side of that door. You're going to want the jet gun and the pistol that you started with, both pack-a-punched all the way to tier 3. You can start the strategy basically as soon as you have all of your perks and as soon as you have both weapons that you need. The tricky thing about playing this strategy after the patch is that you're going to lose salvage over time, so we need to work to counteract that. You need to conserve as much salvage as possible, so there are a few things we're going to do to help us do this. At the beginning of the round, stand at the bottom of the stairs next to this window and use the jet gun. I recommend you tap the jet gun rather than hold down the trigger to maximize the amount of kills you get. The easiest way to do this is to walk forward while holding down the trigger, then step backwards to let it recharge while the zombies are stun locked. Anytime you have 2 full charges of Ether Shroud, immediately use the first one. Use this as an opportunity to repair your armor and let the jet gun recharge. Always save at least 1 Ether Shroud activation for saving yourself if you're trapped. Another thing you can do to buy yourself more time with the jet gun is to throw a decoy and let the jet gun recharge while the decoy is out. Keep in mind that manglers will not go after the decoy, so I wouldn't rely on this to save you if there are a lot of manglers. If you get an insta-kill, you're going to want to switch to your pistol. Since it's an explosive when pack-a-punched, it will kill lots of zombies very quickly and net you a lot of salvage. You may need to do mini cutbacks to make sure that you don't take too much damage. If you start to get surrounded or if your health gets low, just pop an Ether Shroud. I'll leave a bit of footage on screen so you can see how I force the jet gun usage as much as possible. In the early game, it's actually quite easy to finish entire rounds without having to use the Mutant Injection, but later on you're eventually going to have to use it. You should only use the Mutant Injection after you have exhausted all of your other options, meaning you're out of decoys, you only have 1 Ether Shroud charge left, and your jet gun is all the way down to 0 charge. When you use the Mutant Injection, stand next to the crafting table and pick up as much of the salvage that the zombies drop as possible. The new patch makes it so that manglers will never drop kill streaks when they are killed by a kill streak. But if you kill a mangler with a normal weapon like the jet gun or the pistol, it can drop a kill streak. You are hoping that they drop either a Mutant Injection or a Chopper Gunner. If they drop a Mutant Injection, immediately use your current Mutant Injection so that you can pick that one up after it's done. If they drop a Chopper Gunner, grab it instantly, even if it means you're leaving behind a Mutant Injection. You will pick that up later. Then you're going to run and rappel up to the roof of the bank. Run to the far side by the zipline to spawn, then use the Chopper Gunner. The zombies pretty much only spawn on top of the roof, so it's very easy to rack up a lot of kills here. Once you're out of the Chopper Gunner, use either a decoy or Ether Shroud, pick up all the salvage that you see, then immediately run back to the main strategy area. If you dropped a Mutant Injection when you left, it should still be on the ground waiting for you when you get back. What I recommend you do on the spider rounds is go back to the spawn area and make a left and stand in this alley leading towards where Quick Revive is. When you stand here, they will only spawn in the 2 windows directly in front of you, so you can just tap your jet gun and kill them very easily. The spider rounds are very bizarre. They aren't that difficult to complete, but they take a while. Towards the late game, the spider rounds end up being 3 to 4 times longer than the normal zombie rounds, which can be quite boring. The good thing is that on these rounds, you will gain quite a bit of salvage, which can help if you're at a deficit. Spider rounds will happen every 5 to 6 rounds. So, for example, if round 100 is a spider round, the next spider round after that will be either round 105 or 106. That being said, I was absolutely sick of the spider rounds late in my game, but luckily for you guys, I found a skip that lets you not have to complete any of the spider rounds. When a spider round starts, immediately save and quit your game. For some reason, when you do this, the game doesn't remember which round was the spider round. When you spawn back in, the game will refresh, and it will almost never be a spider round on the round you come back in on, even if it was when you left. The game will randomly decide which round in the next 6 rounds is a spider round. Now, there is a 1 in 6 chance that the round you spawn in on will still be a spider round, but 5/6 of the time, it won't be. And then the next spider round, you can just save and quit as needed. Plus, there's another benefit to using this exploit. If it's a spider round and an abomination is chasing you, just save and quit. When you spawn back in, the abomination will be gone. Now let's talk about what to do if you take it down. When you take it down, revive yourself with the equivalent exchange augment for Quick Revive. Then run out of the bowling alley, grab more armor, and rappel up onto the roof of the bank to get all your perks from the Wonder Fizz. You may need to use an Ether Shroud or a decoy to do this. The augment normally lets you use it only 3 times per game, but for some reason there's a bug where if you save and quit and then rejoin the game, it will refresh the number of uses back to 3. So in theory, you can use it unlimited times. But there's an even better exploit that you can use. If you take it down, disconnect from the servers immediately. The game will automatically save your position at the beginning of the round and allow you to rejoin. You will restart the round having never taken the down in the first place. There were quite a few times in my game where I decided to do this, but also there were a few times in my game where I took a down and then just happened to disconnect. So it's a little bit difficult to regulate who's actually doing this legitimately and who's doing this by accident. And I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that cheating? Well, maybe, but honestly, who cares? Just by playing the game normally, you already get unlimited downs. Plus, it's more of a punishment because when you do this, you're gonna have to restart the round you were on. And for some reason, one time when I did this in my game, it actually put me 2 rounds in the past. So you might have to replay multiple rounds if you use this exploit, which in theory is worse than just recovering from the down. You already get unlimited downs with Quick Revive, and you already get unlimited self-revives, because even after you craft 3 of them and you can't craft any more, zombies will drop self-revives throughout the game. So you do get unlimited downs no matter what. If you decide to disconnect to save yourself time, I don't really think it's all that much different than just playing normally. The last thing I'll show you is how to exfil. I know that a number of you have been struggling with the exfil, so I'm going to show you how I do it. This footage is from the old patch, but the exfil works the exact same way. The trick is very simple. All you need to do is purchase a chopper gunner. Then when you activate the exfil, go up onto the roof and use the chopper gunner. That's it. In this footage, I killed every single zombie and boss with 1 chopper gunner activation, and then boarded the helicopter. This is the first time I ever even attempted that, by the way. Anyway, that is the strategy, and those are my tips. Now, I'll be honest with you and say that because this patch just came out, I don't know how well this strategy is going to work well into the high rounds, but I do know that it works to round 100, because I just did it today. I have a hunch that you might end up losing salvage over time. So, as I keep playing, I'm going to release an updated tutorial for the late game to see if there's anything that needs to be changed. But I know that this works to 100, so if that that's your goal, all you need to do is copy what I do. If you want to see the full footage, I've left a link for the entire VOD down in the description. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe for more awesome guides like this one. Also be sure to check out my live streams over on Twitch. I'm currently still playing this game, and I'm gonna try and push to as high of a round as I possibly can. Hopefully all the way to the new round cap of round 999. I'm gonna try and stream as much of my game as I can, so you'll see exactly how I do it live. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.